مدينتي شارقة مشرقة بالضياء مفعمة أرجاؤها بنكهة الأتقياء
تزرع فيها مثلا بها معاني الإباء أنعم بها من وطن لا يعرف الكبرياء
مشرقة بالضياء
مدينتي فاضلة
ذو الفضل قد شادها شامخة تسمع أقصى الأرض إنشادها مشرقة بالضياء تقرأ في البر لها
أمجادها متاحف معالم تبهر روادها مشرقة بالضياء
مشرقة بالضياء
مدينتي شارقة مشرقة بالضياء مفعمة أرجاؤها بنكهة الأتقياء تزرع فيها مثلا بها معاني الإباء أنعم بها من وطن لا يعرف الكبرياء
أنت لنا مشرقة.
Continue on with this by speaking about several more, or 2 or 3 more different types of fitna. And I would like to first begin with the fitna of passion and the fitna of desires. Subhanallah. Passions and desires. Allah tells us in the Quran the story of a prophet, Prophet Lut alayhi salam. He tells us in this story how the fitna of the desires of men did them in. His people were unlike any other people because his people, the men desired the men and the women desired the women. They were homosexual. This was the beginning of homosexuality. Okay? They also indulged in other sins too, like bestiality. Bestiality, that's having intercourse with animals. These were a sick, corrupt people. They allowed their passions. They allowed their desires. They allowed the evil nature of their souls to possess them. And Allah, in turn, sent Lut to them. Now, when Lut went to them, he told them, you are practicing all kinds of evil in your gatherings. But instead of listening to him, they would laugh at him, mock him. They would say to him, bring us Allah's punishment if what you say is indeed the truth. So this was a great fitna that Lut had to put up with. And what was even worse than that, his wife was part of these people too. Even his wife did not listen. His wife too indulged in the fitna of her own passions and her own desires. And Allah tells us his story in the Quran. Allah tells us in the interpretation the meaning. So we saved Lut and his family except for his wife, because she was one of those who stayed behind. And I tell you guys all the time, the stronger your faith or the stronger your iman, the more severe your test will be. Prophet Lut alayhi salam, like other prophets such as Noah and others, his test was so great that he had to lose one of his family members, his wife. There are other prophets who lost their children to the dunya, the life of this dunya. Okay? But remember, Allah does not put a burden on us greater than what we can bear. And this is why I tell you guys, you have to always remember that whenever you're dealing with a calamity or a hardship or a test, understand you can handle it. You can handle it. You just need to fall down upon your faith. Subhanallah, when I got the call about my mother 2 weeks ago, I think that was the greatest test I've had so far in my life. That was the most severe, because I haven't experienced losing anyone close to me yet. Okay, other than my father, and I lost him when I was a child, so I don't even remember it, him much, so that's okay. But I remember as soon as I got the news about my mother, the first thing I did was I said, Ilallahi wa ilayhi raji'un. And I remember my daughter. I called my daughter and I told her, get over there and check on your grandmother. And she started screaming. And I said, calm down. I said, you can handle it, Chandani. Go check on your grandmother. I said, because Allah is not going to put a burden on any of us greater than we can bear. And she said, you're right, I'm on my way now. And she calmed down instantly. Okay? Whatever happens to you, you can handle it. Otherwise, Allah wouldn't subject you to it. And look at the story of Lot. All his people engaging in the most evil of all sins, giving in to passion, giving in to desires, including his wife. Allah ended up destroying his people, but Allah saved him, and Allah saved the rest of his family, because they were the only true believers there. So thus, guys, this is a fitna that we have to constantly be on guard against, and that's the fitna of our passions, our desires, our likes. Your soul is going to constantly be calling you to give in to the things it likes. Subhanallah, your soul likes to have fun. So it's going to constantly try to seduce you to want to go out to a party. Your soul loves music. So it's going to constantly try to seduce you to put on MTV. Your soul is attracted to the desires of the flesh. So it's going to constantly cause you to want to look at other men or to go on the internet and private chat with men. So this is a fitna that we're going to have to encounter, many times in our lives. The fitna of passions and the desires. But we can handle it. We can get over it. We can get over it if we remain strong, if we remain firm, and if we fall down upon what's in our hearts. That faith that's in your heart. You can handle it. And this brings us to another common fitna that we will have to contend with. And this is the fitna of disobedience upon knowledge. Now what does this mean? This is when people have knowledge. You have knowledge of the religion. You know what right from wrong, but you don't act according to that knowledge. You know, for example, that it's haram for you to smoke cigarettes, but you still smoke cigarettes. You know that it's haram to talk to men who are not mahrams to you, but you talk to them anyway. Okay? This is a fitna. The fitna of disobeying Allah after knowing full well that you are not supposed to do this. And Allah mentions this to us in the Quran. Allah tells us, وَعَادًا وَثَمُودًا وَقَدْ تَبَيَّنَ لَكُم مِّن مَّسَاكِنِهِمْ وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ